Project Math 40. So if you click on this part 1, that's where you find all these things. Here is instructions for our first lab, part 1A. And I have it here already. So this kind of walks you through it all. But we'll kind of go through it now briefly anyways. We need to get a sample. So what we're going to do is have each of you collect 4. So we're going to make this large. We have a survey of like 30 questions. You are each going to ask 4 people. You can be one of those 4. Ideally a student if possible. Not in this class, right? Because if you're answering it and the person next to you answering and you ask each other, then all of a sudden we just have ourselves duplicated over and over again, and that's not useful. So 3 people not in this class, ideally students. How to do it is you're going to go to Canvas and you're going to download the Word file survey questions doc, which is a Word file. If you can't open the Word file, then you can use the text file instead. That's fine. And then open your Chrome browser. Google Forms, Google owns Chrome, so they work really well together. So open up Chrome and go to www.google.com/forms. And then you might need to sign into Google or create a Google account if you don't have one to be able to access it. But then you click on this big plus sign here to start a new form. And where it says untitled form, it'll say that untitled form right here. Type in survey math 40 and whatever your name is. And then here under untitled question, you're going to open up your doc file, which is right here, and make it bigger. And you're going to cut and paste. So left click, drag, and then Control C to copy it, and then you're going to go over to here under untitled question, and you're going to paste it in there. You have to include the number. So when you highlight this, you have to copy and include the number. If you don't include the number, I need all eyes here, guys. Everybody here. You have to include the number. If you don't include the number, it's really hard for me to grade them. Here's the issue. If you leave a question off or duplicate a question, then when we merge all of these, if they're not in the exact same order as each other, then under age, it'll go 23, 25, 19, 14, and then yours is going to come in green, blue, purple, right? It's not going to be, the data is not going to match up. So it's really important we have the exact same order of these, which is why you have to include the number when you cut and paste these. That way I can double check easily to make sure that you haven't missed one, because it's really easy to miss one or duplicate one. Okay, so we've kind of covered that. Then click where it says multiple choice. Click on this little arrow here and pick short answer. So the very top option, it'll give you this menu here, pick short answer. And then go down to the next one. If you kind of go down to this, kind of where it has a double file here, it says duplicate when you hover over it, duplicate it, and then put in the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Do that for all the qualitatives. With the quantitatives, remember qualitative is qualitative L, label, quantitative N, numerical. So the first 15 questions will be qualitative questions, categorical questions. The last 15 will be numerical questions, quantitative questions. For those ones, you're going to do all that stuff the same, but then you're also, in addition to having a short answer, you're going to click on these three dots here, and you're going to make the data numerical. So you're going to click on response validation. All these instructions are in Canvas. You can pull this up and be reading it as you do it. So don't worry about it. It's all going to be right there with you as you're doing this. You're going to pick response validation here, and then it's going to give you an option. Click on this and make it greater than or equal to, and it automatically assumes 0, I think, so we're good on that one. See what it says required here? Do not say required on. Leave it off. You want that to be grayed out, because there'll be some spots where we have a question of how many classes are you taking? If they're not a student, they should not answer that at all. So they need to be able to not respond to some of the questions. Okay, so leave that off. Make sure you do not have, so if you read and don't skip anything, you're going to be fine. If you just kind of like jump, and just go to the pictures, then you could be in trouble. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Just, there's not a whole lot. I didn't write extra words. I hate typing, I hate writing. So I didn't write anything extra. That's what you really need. You alternatively may have options that look like this, but you probably won't. No one last semester had them out of 130 people, so I think we'll be all right. When you're done creating all 30 questions, double check to make sure you have all 30 and they're in order. You can tell because they're all numbered. And also make sure that they all say short answer, not multiple choice, because a lot of times it defaults to that. You can see it right here. It should say short answer and not multiple choice. Multiple choice would look like that. But again, like I said, it's there under step 7. Once you have that, then you can send it to me. I need to check it before you send it out to everybody else. So to send to me, you can click on the send button over here, which is right there. And that will bring up this menu. You're going to send via email. And also, this collect email address, leave that off. Because if you put that on there, then it's going to give you an extra column. And again, it's going to screw up your data compared to everybody else. So don't click on that one. Just send an email and then put in my email address, ayoung@lascasitascollege.edu in there. And then also, I do need this. So the red circle things I need. Include form and email. Click on that. So this, whenever I circle something in red, that means do that. Right? Those are kind of the important things. So include that. That way I can grade it really quickly. It'll take me just, literally less than a minute to grade it. And I've got, I don't know, like 120 of you, so I need to be able to do it quickly. If you don't click on that, then I've got to go through a few minutes, and that's like 6 or 7 hours. I don't want to, I'll bounce that back to you, actually, is what I'll do. So make sure you have that, and you click on that. And then once I get it, I can just glance through it quickly. If you click on that, especially I can do it on my phone even, and I can even look at that, and I can respond pretty quickly and say, looks good, you're good to go. And if I say looks good or great, whatever, then you can send it out to your 3 people. Otherwise, I might say, oh, well, not a bad start, but you need to fix this or that or the other, and then resend it to me. So if I say fix and resend, then that means you got to fix whatever that is. Like you left out this, or you doubled that, or you did something else. And then send it back to me so that I can make sure it's right. Because it needs to be right before you send it out, or else you might have to clear out your form and redo it, which is a big pain in the butt. And you don't want to do that. All right, so once I tell you that everything's good, send it out to your 3 people using that same method. You can either email it to them, or you can text it to them by clicking on the text link. So then you copy the link and then you can text it to them. Or if you want to do it on paper, you can just print the Word file, hand it to them, get it back from them, and you can just input it yourself. That works fine too. Okay. Also, when you do email it to me, if you can include your section time, you guys are 5 o'clock. That way I know where to find you later when I go to input your grade for this.